Hi folks. I'm Vitaly Bragilevsky. I'm a developer advocate at JetBrains, and I will tell you a little bit about RustRover in this year. You might know that we announced RustRover at RustConf 3 years ago, and now we have a lot of new features. And last year in Montreal, I think this does not work. Sorry. How do I switch slides?
Give me a second. It wouldn't be this one. It's this one.
This one?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Is it? Yeah, so last year in Montreal, I was talking about RustRover highlights. I've selected 5 features for Rust developers. And this year, I want to talk about new features. So all these features were added since last RustConf. And of course, it's not all features that we have in RustRover, but just 5 carefully selected features from different kinds of functionality. And I will start with this one. It's about visualizing variables lifetime. And one of the ideas behind this feature is to make it easier for developer to figure out what's going on with their borrow checking errors. You can see those blue and red lines, and they show you that there is a variable lifetime, and then there is one segment where you try to do something illegally. For example, here you borrow variable as immutable, while it is already borrowed as immutable. So with this very simple visualization, we try to show that there is something wrong with this particular segment. And for example, if you move the code with red segment somewhere down, then it will be just fine because there will be no conflict in variable lifetime. So that's feature number 1 that we've got since the last year. Feature number 2 is about error highlighting in completion suggestions. You can see there is a code completion list, and some items are underlined with red line, which means that if you use them, then there will be a compilation error. So they perfectly good in terms of type system, but they are not good in terms of borrow checking. And you see that immediately, so you can choose the right option right there. So you don't need to guess, because if there will be an error after inserting that, you will see that immediately in this list. So that's another feature. Feature number 3 is about dependency management. We are doing a lot of job around simplifying dependency management in RustRover. So for example, here, if you mention some crate and it's not mentioned in your cargo toml, we suggest you automatically to add it, like here, add iter tools to dependencies. So if there is no this dependency, we will add it. And one more thing here. If you have some dependency which is not used, we can detect that and suggest you to remove it. So we constantly analyze what's in your cargo toml file and provide suggestions. And like for cargo toml editing experience, we have a lot of stuff. For example, we can detect that you are using not the newest version of a dependency. We suggest to update it, like here in this example, we suggest to remove it. So a lot of work is going on around that. Feature number 4, it's a very recent feature. We added that like last month. It's about debugging remote targets. So you can connect to a remote GDB or LLDB server, and then you will get this interface. There will be breakpoints. You can do step-by-step debugging. You can look at your variables. There is a register views. There is disassembly view. And you can imagine that this is for code that is run somewhere on some remote device. Of course, this is a feature which is targeted mainly at embedded developers. But actually, if you run your code somewhere else on some server, you can use it as well. You just need to have a remote server running there. And feature number 5, it's not a feature, it's an integration with a smart coding assistant, Juni. We have it in RustRover. And the idea is that you write some prompt, and from that prompt you can get a whole application generated for you in Rust. Like in this example, you can see there is some prompt for that, and then there is a plan, then there are some actions, and then as a result, we can get this Ratatouille application, like showing some temperatures in RustRover. And it's just from a single prompt, you can get that functional application. So that was feature number 5. If you're interested, come to our booth here. We'll tell you much more about that. And yeah, thank you so much. That's JetBrains RustRover.